The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
All right, this is the S&P. We're all ABCD here. I've showed you the NASDAQ up here, and I haven't seen bullish enthusiasm this strong in a very long time. Last night I sent out a video here on the gold when it was making this ABC pattern right here, suggesting that we could pull back one more time. That's in fact what we did. Now, if you're still in that trade, and I suggested to take profits. 33.48. That was down $20 from the high. Okay, so I put the stop right below that. So I officially got out of the trade. Today we came down pretty sharply. I'll just move this over a little bit. And you see, any ABCD was totally surpassed here because of the strength of this down move. But it did stop right at the 786 of the low that we made back here when we had to buy in at 309. Now we're back up in here. So it's had a pretty good retracement. But as far as I'm concerned, that trade is complete. And so we don't have to worry about that. Now, we do have to worry about some other things, folks. And one of them is that corn market, because that's the only thing we have left in our portfolio. Hold on just a second. Well, there's some other trades that worked in there. Here's the corn, and we have a stop in at 319. As you can see, it's trading here at 321. It got almost back to even last night, but it just didn't do anything. Keep your stops working, folks. Two reasons. One, that last rally back only went to the 382. There was a lot of emotionalism in the market here today, and we've got some numbers up here, but frankly, we got to go over the foreign currency, folks, because that's the really big moves that's happening. Let me come over here and show you the dollar index here on the daily, because we've been talking about this for quite some time, and we're going to show it to you in both the pound and the euro. Now, you'll see here is the dollar index. It's hard to trade this one because they don't trade this live. It's just an index. It's traded on futures, of course. But anyway, look at this. We got multiple patterns right here at this level. This is why I said below 96.50. How low did we get? 96.63. So that's all of this is happening right now as we're speaking. Okay. Now, we had a little bit of a rally here. That's off the 382 rally here, 382 rally here. Now we're coming down. We're 1, 2, 3, 4 days down. Now, let's look at the number one thing in the dollar index. Okay, let me get this up here to make sure we got 39 seconds here to look at it. So we're going to get rid of that, and we're going to come over here, and we're going to get this out of the way here. We're going to look at the British pound first. Hold on. We'll be right back, folks. Stay with us.
This year has already been a wild ride for the market. We started off heavily in the red, traversed back to all-time highs, and we now have a trade war looming. Trying to play this chop as an individual trader leads to death by 1,000 cuts. Where does this market go next? Should I add to this position or cut my losses? Where is the next opportunity? Tariffs, trade wars, analysis paralysis. Don't become a victim of this intense market. Instead, join Larry Pesavento over the second and fourth Friday of every month for 3 hours of live trading. Larry has been through many markets just like this one, and the insight he provides is invaluable. The dates for this month are April 11th and 25th, 9 a.m. to noon Eastern Time. Get in here and let's start trading. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening Call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is the British pound. This is the actual foreign exchange, okay? Now, I'm just going to move this over a little bit and just show you where we are on a longer term. You can see here, we've had we're coming back to this level right here. What we've done is made a 1.27 expansion of this move right here, okay? Much like we did right here. You can see there's your butterfly pattern forming. This is completing the ABCD. Now, this is a weekly chart, so this is not to be concerned. Anyway, that's what we're watching now. The British pound just made a new high by just a tick or two. That area we were looking at was ridiculous, 130, just a tad under 138. We can see here, 137.60, somewhere in that ballpark like that. So that's what we're watching here very, very closely. That's because of what's happening with that. What's happening with that U.S. dollar? That's the real key to what we're watching here. We watch that U.S. dollar index because that's all of them. So we've looked at the pound. Now what we're going to do now is we're going to come up here and we're going to be stopped out of the corn here in about 10 seconds, folks. Get the misery out of the way. Hold on a second. There's the euro doing the same thing. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go with the euro and look at the euro on the weekly basis. And you can see we're finished that. We've already gone. That's not even a pattern. As you can see, that's in there. That's not there. This is the pattern that I'm looking at is right here. There's the number right here, folks. 137.627. Came within 10 pips of that. That's a little red dot there that tells you that it's completed that pattern. Now this is a long-term weekly. So let me blow it up so we can see it. And then you'll see there it is right there, A, B, C, D, right up to that level right there, okay? Now, if we go down to an hourly chart, you can see what happened today. See, there was a big A, B, C, D right up there, hit the flat out exact number right there. Now, it's backed off a little bit, and it's backed up again. Like now, the pound just made a new high, the euro did not. So this may be, and I'm saying may, be a very, very significant spot to look at, especially that British pound one, folks. That British pound one has so many numbers up there that it's really worth your wait a day to make sure that you can still get in it and stuff. But you can see where the risk, if we get much above 138.10 or something like that, then it's probably going to fail. But right now it's holding up well. So that's a key of what we're watching here. Okay, now couple of other things that are going on. We're having such explosive moves here in some of these markets. I have to go over some of these charts because I couldn't believe the prices that I was hearing when the thing came up. First of all, what we're going to look at is the ones that what's the Zinza news. Oh God, it's not medication, folks. I'm just hold on one second. I want to show you NVIDIA because it exploded through the old highs like it didn't even exist. Everybody likes this stock, and I guess it's a reason. Oh, come on, Larry, get it. It starts with an N, doesn't it? Okay, NVIDIA is right there. I've already looked at it. It's trading at 155 and change. You see it's gapped up. Again, there was the old high, was right there, okay? It hadn't taken it took out the old high by 10 cents. Now it's taken it out by $2. It's still going to that direction right here, okay? So I have no clue why that's going. Well, let's look at some of the others that we look at all the time. And I've had several requests about stocks because everybody is super bullish the stock market, and I'm going to just look at the stocks that I'm looking at. Okay, now to bring Apple up here, hold on just a second. Apple is actually down on the day. That's not a good sign if you're an Apple. Okay, let's take a look at Tesla, see how it's doing. Okay, where's Tesla at? I'm just doing these, folks, because these are the ones that people are in all the time. Tesla's basically unchanged on the day, doing very little there. Okay, get that out of the way. Boy. Okay, next one was it Google? Yeah, that starts with a G. Okay, now that one we were looking at on a weekly basis because we had that big head and shoulders pattern that was holding well. Google is up today. Wait a minute, this is the weekly. Let's just get this out of the way here and see how it's doing today. There it is on today. It's actually, wow, it's up, well, it's very little. That's all it's done is really, here's that head and shoulders, folks. Well, we can see it a little bit different. See, that's it right there, and then right there, right here. Okay. I've had lots of requests, folks, about the corn because I liked it so much, and some of the others. Now, we just a minute. There's your other shoulder, left shoulder, right shoulder on the weekly. So that's what. There's your left shoulder. There's your right shoulder. That's still doing pretty much what we're looking at. Okay, now get rid of this right here. And there was one other stock. Oh, what was it? I lost Microsoft. Hold on one second. Look at Microsoft has gone crazy to the upside, I believe. Let's see where it is now. Oh, boy, there's why the Dow's up your 500 points right there. Okay, now yesterday, remember I said to buy down in here. Now that's what we call a bad tick, folks. So let me get rid of that out of the way. Okay, now, we're making a big ABCD here in Microsoft. Let's look at this for just a second here. Yeah, this is interesting. Well, everything's interesting. Folks, I'm only hitting on about 2 cylinders, so please have a little bit of patience with me today. And I'm upset that grain trade didn't work out in the corn, and it's going to get filled in about 10 seconds. So that's it right there. Well, we're almost there, 500, and we've hit so far as, wow, I wouldn't buy this stock. Okay, the high today has been 497, and it says 500. That's on this ABCD. That's a big, oh my gosh, look at that April low, man. 320, almost double, well, up 60%. Boy, you can't beat those. That's a very, very interesting one. Okay, now we got that out of the way. Now let's go to the corn market because it's just about, we'll watch it as it's happening. We'll get this out of the way. I saw it here just a second ago. Here it is. Oh, corn is almost there. Yeah, it's going to be out in just a minute. See, last night we had the 382, and now we're coming down to this level right here. It's just not fulfilling what we wanted to do, folks. You see, it's below our level. There's our risk tolerance was right there. That's where our stop is right there. The chance of this holding up is like probably zero. It's only a penny from the stop, so I just let the stop be hit. The problem in the grain markets, folks, happens to be in something that I really liked a little while ago, but we got stopped out of it, and that is the December soybean meal. Look, if you think people are going to stop eating, you got some other things coming. But look what happened here. You see here, on the long-term chart, this you can see here. There's where we were. Okay, now we were scheduled to stop at 291. We're already at 287. All right, so either this thing is off by a few days, or it's just ready. This is a weekly chart, by the way. I was looking at the daily, so let me get that up here, and I'll show you why it could be a problem. And that is, you could have another pattern down here at 276. That's down another $12. If you can't buy that, well, I should have bought the other one. Anyway, this should be stopping here, but it's not. That's why we're at the moment of truth, but that's why you have the stop in. Sometimes they just don't work. Let's take a break, especially for me.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstadt's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstadt releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Okay, folks, we're now trading above the 1.618 expansion of the range of the last week. All right, now, just to show you how important that is, folks, you see this A, B, C, D pattern coming in right there? You see how that caused that high right there? See how it lined it really perfectly like that? So what you want to do is, if you go back and just to verify why it got to that point, if you'll just draw from the high to your low, okay, there's your 1.27 expansion of that move, and there's the 1.27 expansion of that move. That's over the last month. And where are we trading? 12637, and we're trading 12640. Boy, that's pretty good. Well, maybe good, maybe not. I don't know. Just pointing it out to you. I wouldn't buy stocks here, mainly because of this. Look how many days in a row. We're up 10 days in a row, and it looks like we're going to be 11, 12, 13, or 25 days in a row. So we're going to find that out very, very quickly. All right, we'll get this out of the way. We're going to take a look here at the Dow Jones also. First, I was trying to do the Russell because the Russell thus far had been weaker, but I'm sure it's picked up its final thing here. Just a minute, it's right under the NASDAQ. Here it is, Russell. We'll get the day, I think it's the daily I was looking at. Yeah, it was a 2080 or something like that. This can't be right, folks. This is a daily chart of the Russell, and it's showing here at 2174. Well, it just traded. Are you kidding me? It's not even making... Yeah, it's not made a new high yet on the day. The Russell is just setting still on the daily. It's setting at the one. Look, there's your 61% retracement here. We've hit it 3 times this week. We haven't quite hit it yet. 2180, and it hasn't got there as of yet, but it might. But here's a situation where you've got a 61% retracement in the Russell. Okay, you got the Dow Jones in the new high ground. Oh, no, it has not. But the S&P is not quite in the new high ground, but very, very close. And we've got that NASDAQ with double expansions up in here. So here's the Dow Jones or the hourly chart. Now there was the other low we had the other day. This is still strong all the way, folks. If we looked at that from your low the other day, we did this when we were on the air. We didn't even make a 382 retracement here at all. This thing has just been straight up, and we're still going higher. Now let's look at that on a 4-hour, just to be safe, to make sure we don't miss anything. And there it is right now. You see it's still going higher. Just blasted through this. So there's absolutely no reason in the world to think that you want to be going short at the Dow Jones right in here. You have a possible idea of the Russell. If you're going to sell something, sell the Russell, because that's the weakest. Okay, but this is a real critical time, and we've got 3 hours to go. So my assumption is it's going to be up probably most of the day today. All right, now let's move over. We've covered the stocks. I've tried to cover the Forex, and now we're going to look at some of the other things that we were watching. Why things didn't work. Okay, now let's come back here, and we're going to look at. If you hear some workmen, folks, there's nothing I can do about that. Okay, here's the wheat, and you can see now we're sitting right at the 78% level. We tried that, and it didn't work. Okay, so now it's down to this level right here. Does it stop right at this level? Maybe, maybe not, but I've got to take a chance here. I lost 6 cents here. I'm going to try it again right here at 560. Now remember, folks, this has been really good to us. So the thing that I didn't do is I didn't go short there, and that was my mistake. I sent out a special thing to get out of all longs, but I should have reversed, and I didn't. That was related to the hold on just a second. Get the daily chart up here. You'll remember this because we had that big 3-drive pattern. This is pretty much what we're seeing now in the NASDAQ. Well, that's not the same thing, of course. But anyway, there's a move down. We've taken out the lows of June, folks. That's we took it out by just a heartbeat. Okay, so that's really interesting. The problem is this hasn't shown any reason to stop right in here. So when it took out that low right there, which was at 10:15, okay, I said, okay, there were no stops at that point right there. Okay, so I said, well, this is going to be really, really easy to put this trade on, because if it goes 3 cents more, I can be a farmer for $200, and so I'd be willing to do that. We sold all of our longs up here, folks, at 1072. When we bought them way down here at 1029, that was a huge move. Okay, now it's not working right now. So you got to stand aside and, don't try to be a hero. Heroes are, for the movies only. Hold on. We'll get this out of the way. We'll get this out of the way. I've covered the corn. I wanted to cover the soybean oil because it still has some long-term bullish implications. Let's get this up here on the daily because we had a big high. Oh, here's where we are. It's actually up on the day. That's an amazing thing. Okay. There was the big ABCD to the upside. Here's where it was limit bid. The whole world wanted it. I mean, they didn't even trade. It gapped another point higher and then went all the way up here, completing that ABCD, and now it's backed off. This is not acting very bearish, folks. In fact, it's up on the day. It came into the gap, couldn't quite fill the gap. So let's just check and see. I can see it's a little more than the 382 on that move right here. Well, not by much. Yeah, well, it's trading right at the 382. So if you had to buy a grain, this would be the one to look at. Would be December soybean oil. It's holding up relatively well. And that's it. Because there you can see the A, B, C, D pattern right there. We'll just draw it in so everybody can see it together. A, B equals C, D right there. And now it's backed off to this level right here. 1, 2, 3. And with all the bad news coming in with the grains, this is holding up relatively nicely, I would think. Okay. Let's take a look at the crude oil here, folks. Stock's still going higher. What I want to be doing here, see we're now 10 points. Let's get this NASDAQ up here because we're now 10 points above the big number up in here. That big number is 222637. We're 226642. So that's what we're watching here. And the S&P has gone higher than our ABCD because their 1.618 right here was at the 85, and we've got as high as just hit 91. So that's still continuing to the upside. So no reason to think that that's going to reverse today. So let's take a quick look here at the clock on the wall. And so we got a minute and 12 seconds. That's 2 lifetimes for us. All right, let's get up here. Here's the crude oil. Now, small trade. Let's get to the hourly chart right here. What I do is when I'm looking at things like this, folks, I go down to a 13-minute chart. So that gives me some really good swings to work off of. See, like today's action on Thursday, you see, I was looking for an ABCD to come into this level right here, which would have been right about the 78% level. And you'll see that the low was right there. Okay, that was your 78% level. Then you start to move up. Okay, now this is where it gets really interesting for ABCD folks, because look at this. You have your we'll cover this when we get back, okay?
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, this is the crude oil. I was showing you this small pattern here that should have stopped right here. You see how it exploded through that? That's because this bigger pattern was behind it. And you'll see that measured to your A, B, C, D. And with this strength like this has to exceed to go to 1.27. So you wouldn't double check it. You just go to that level and put in 127 and see, because we have a trade coming up here. This is something like I'd be doing tomorrow in our live trading. Here's where we are. There's your high right there. 1.27 stopped right at. We've got a nice pattern here, folks. This is a bullish pattern. Get this up here in crude oil. One thing about this, folks, it's trading at $12 under where we were Sunday night. So anyway, there's where you are. We've got a 135 pattern coming in here right now. As you can see, there it is right now. We've just had the ABCD complete off of this other one right here. There it is right there. So that number is 65.37. So it's probably me. I'd be buying it, just about right here, I guess. And then you got to put your stop below the 786. So if you put the number in right here, there's your 61% retracement. We've just hit that. Okay, spot on. So you're buying that pullback right here. Your stop is going to be right there, I would think. So we're buying at 65.51, and we'll put a stop here. Just risk 60. Oh my goodness, we can put it all the way down here, 65.01, and that's where the stop would be. And you're only risking $500, so you're controlling $65,000 of crude oil, and you only have to risk $50. So there's the move right here. So this is going to be interesting because this is a 135 pattern, so we want to be watching that one closely. In fact, I am watching it because I just bought it here for 65.52. All right, let's get back up here. This is the cash S&P, folks. If this doesn't make a new high, there's a big number right up here. We're only 2 points away, which is less than 2 points is really close. We might even make it today looking at that, what we're watching here. So let's look at the cash. Let's look at the futures for the S&P, okay? And I've got to find it. I've got too many of these things in here now. Hold on a second here. I've got to be watching this a little better. Hold on just a minute. See where we are. All right, 1 second. I've got to change this. Down vertical. I'll get that S&P up here. There it is right here. And we're going to put the daily chart up here. I'm pretty sure we've taken a new high out. Not yet, but really close. Oh, yes. I think we just did it. Yeah, we certainly have. We've taken it out. Yeah, we've definitely taken the cash out. It has made a new high, folks. 61.70 was the old high, and we're at 61.91 right now. So that is a new high. All of these retracements were 382, 382. Even yesterday's, 2 days ago, exactly at the 382. See it right there. And there, this was the overnight with the, the big thing with the war effort right here. That was that sell-off of the war. Now we've gone up to make new highs. We're coming into this level. There's no question about it. It's made new highs on the actual futures. Now, the thing is, this was the high that came in on February. This was the high right there, and we can see we're trading above that right now. So. Anyway, that's what it looks like to me. So it looks like it's going to go up forever. That's what we're going to pay close attention to here. Hold on one second. I've got so many things that I wanted to talk to you about today. I think I got just a few too many here, but there's nothing else that I can do about it. What if you're going to sell something, folks? And let me ask you a question. Everything else is a new high ground, and this can't get above the 61. How smart do you have to be to realize you should sell it here and put your stop up here instead of selling anything else? Okay, there's your 61% retracement. We hit it 1, 2, 3, 4 times. If you buy it at 60 or sell it here at say 21.75, you put a stop at 21.85. That's a 10-point stop. I mean, there's got to be stops above here. Give me a break. Why isn't someone buying this one when they're buying everything else? Remember, when you're dealing with the NASDAQ, you're only dealing with about 20 stocks. With the S&P, you're dealing with about, probably 50 or so. So with the Russell, you got 2,000 of them with the little ones, so they don't affect the markets. That's why the index is so much difference, okay? Okay, all I know is we're going to be at a real critical place here in these markets, no question about it. Hold on, I want to double check something right here. Yep. This is the 60-minute on the euro. Okay, the euro and the pound. Those are the ones that give me the most interest for a trade today, folks. In fact, I suggested to people to sell that British pound when they got up to that level, and also the euro. But if it gets above, the euro hits 117.70, you'd be out of that with a $400 loss, and then you'd not have to worry about it. The British pound right here, if it gets to this level right here, just a little above that would make it pretty interesting. Now, we look at this here on the hourly chart. You can see we've made another, just took that other high out right here. There's your 1.618 expansion is right there. Okay, that's where we're going. When we sold it right here, so the risk here is really, really small. And that's what we're watching here to see if it does that. But it has made a new high here since we've been on the air, and we're going to find out if it keeps moving to the downside, okay? Oh, we have one special request today. Sorry about that. I'm going to do it right now. That is the Hang Seng Index. This is a really interesting chart too, folks. Let's get this up here. Just open it up. Okay, here I did this last night for my folks over in Hong Kong, our second home. I've been to so many of that place. I've been there more times in the last 30 years, and I've been to Terre Haute, which isn't saying a lot. Look at this, folks. Here's where we are here with long term. This is going back. There's you can see the ABCD. There's your pull up. This was the end of the world bottom right here. Okay. Now that comes in here at 25.3. We're at 24.3. 1,000 points takes you up there, and look at that. You have an ABCD. That'll be a 3 drive to a bottom pattern up in here. So watch that one. If you can't do that trade, you've got an A, B, C, D right there. Look at that. It's just absolutely perfect. Then you've got let's just blow it up so that the folks can see it live. And you'll see there it is right there. And today it did take out last week's high, and it closed just about right where it was, up a little bit. But now it's looking at this, so it's going to be interesting here with the Hong Kong market when it hits to these levels here. Okay. All right. This is when the bad news hit about the tariffs. See how much that made any difference, right? So anyway, those are our things that we're spending here this morning here. All right, one other one. So stock that someone asked me about. J.P. Morgan. No question that this puppy has made new highs. So Jamie Dimon is rolling into clover. Look at this big gap up today. Shut the front door. Everybody wants it. There it is right now. There was a possible stop right here. Boom. It's just going into new high ground as we speak. And you can see here, it's also made new high grounds. So this is going to be interesting, folks. We're making new highs here. Microsoft, gapping up. Microsoft, NVIDIA. Nobody wanted it down in here, but everybody wants it now. So we'll see what happens. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, this is the crude oil. If you bought that crude oil at 65.52, like I did, put your stop right below there, so you're risking $500. But this is a 135 with the type of trade that we would be doing on the live trading tomorrow from 9 to 12. If you have an interest, please contact Tommy O'Brien at tommy@tfnn.com. We go straight through from 9 to 12. I give books away. You can have any of the books that I've been able to write over the years, and that's part of the thing. Plus, there's a lot of teaching things that are there, PowerPoint presentations and some video stuff that's good for training. But we're going to be trading live. I still can't believe I'm looking at this Russell, folks, and that's the second largest of the commodities, or of the index. S&P's first, Russell second, NASDAQ third, Dow Jones fourth as far as open interest. So look at this thing. It's even been down ticking. So with the rest of them going down, so somebody's interested in selling it. As you can see, that's basically it. It's been in a downtrend here from that level. Remember, the 618 is at 2180, and we didn't even make that today, which is a small sign of bearishness now. One last look here at the NASDAQ, because this is important. We're back right there. You can see the double patterns there. 2167, 21637, 21633. The high has been 21652, which a thing this big is not that much. Well, looking at this quickly, let's go to a 60-minute. I see a little ABCD here that may mean something, maybe not. It's a very, very tiny one today. This is an action for today. Look at this thing, folks. It hit this 1.618 expansion and dropped. It dropped 130 points right into the open, okay? And now exploded above that. And you can see here, it looks like we're, over the last few days here, we're making some another ABCD. Remember, mathematics precedes geometry, and that's up a little bit higher yet. So we'll see. Live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless.